So, Michael, we're now moving to the women's A 3,000 metres. So, lots of interest in this one. Let's introduce the field. In Station 1, we have Kelly Thackeray from the United Kingdom. Coburg Harriers, Neve Tabbert in 2, Simone Maladay from Collingwood Harriers in 3. Tess Rhodes Deacon in 4. Charlotte Wilson, I think, might be doing a pacing job from Athletics Essendon. Juliet McBurney, St Stevens in 6. Karina Fife, Glenn Huntley 7. Nicolette Lesberg Mentone in 8. From the ACT, Leanne Pompiani in 9. Diamond Valley, Shania Murray in 10. Abigail Thomas, Western Athletics in 11. Rebecca Waters Deacon 12. In 13, Annika Sarpis from Athletics Essendon. 14, Frankston Athletic Club's Sarah Klein. Her teammate Gemma Maney in 15. Tully Rowe, Bendigo University in 16. Ruby Smee, Tasmania in 17. And Dana Deckers from Glen Huntley in 18. So a field of 18. Top seed, I think, would be Thackeray. She's run a 9:07. Recently, we haven't seen a lot from Thackeray. We've seen her doing some pacing jobs. But also, we'd be looking, Pompiani wouldn't have come down here just for a holiday, so 9:20 is her PB.
We talk about coming from Bendigo is a long way. Coming from Queensland is a bit.
Yeah, so Leanne's got I think in November 2020 she ran a 9:20, so Leanne Pompiani's certainly one to watch for as well.
Sarah Klein, Gemma Maney, teammates from Frankston as well.
Yep.
They'll be looking to go quick, both Australian representatives.
Yes, they certainly are. One in cross country, the other in marathon. And they are running similar sort of times. They've been finishing very close together lately, those two. So that should be another good battle.
On your mark.
The buzz at the Box Hill Athletics track is as good as it looks on the back straight on the screen. Community athletics, local club, but some fast times and great racing going on tonight. So Kelly Thackeray takes the early lead, the athlete in all black.
So Pompiani just getting to the outside of her. 2:08.4. Karina Fife up there, Gemma Maney, Charlotte Wilson sitting in the box there. So this will be interesting. If Wilson doesn't take the lead, she's not pacing.
Yeah, which was the inside goss that we got earlier on. So we will see after a few hundred metres when they start to settle.
So you can see Ruby Smee midfield just behind Sarah Klein now. Apparently someone said she'd run a 9:05. I haven't found that, but I have found a 9:18. So certainly one to be watching here as well.
Yeah, Katrina Fife, she's the athlete from Glen Huntley in towards the front of the field, 5th position right now.
Yep.
So a few of these athletes that we mentioned earlier, Tim, they are settling into that top half of the race.
Yeah, so Thackeray leading Pompiani, then Maney, Fife to the outside, Wilson on the inside. Smee, also she's to the outside there of Sarah Klein. Neve Tabbert in next position. Waters to the outside there. You can see Lesberg. Tucked behind her is Murray. And Rhodes also on the inner rail there.
And the pointy end of the field going through and around, well, it was 75-second first lap, which is around your 9:20, 3,000 metres. And only a couple of athletes in this field have run that quick before. So hot pace to start with. We'll see if they can maintain throughout the race.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that this gap is forming. I reckon there's probably 3 different races in one here.
Yeah, and that probably would be the logical cut-off that you would have tipped early on, or when you saw the start list.
Now, probably one surprising me up the front there at the moment is Karina Fife. I think she's been running pretty well, but that is a good position for her to be in at the moment.
So Charlotte Wilson must be racing, not pacing.
Yeah, well, Fife comes in with a 9:44 PB and a 16:51 recent 5K. So that 16:51 indicates she is in pretty good shape at the moment. So Tabbert and McBurney, then Waters in that next little battle. And then we've got Lesberg.
So Kelly Thackeray, we said she's done a few pacing jobs so far this season. She's not pacing right now, but although it looks like she is, she's once again, like a few of the other athletes earlier on tonight, she's looking comfortable up the front of that field.
Did Thackeray run at Collingwood? I wasn't at that, mate.
She ran at Collingwood.
I think she did.
It escapes me whether I'm pretty sure she did race, actually.
Yep.
Can't remember the result she ended up getting. Sinead was the overwhelmingly impressively athlete there.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't at the meet, so I'm relying on your memory, Mr.
Yeah.
Massini, and it's failing us.
I'm going to take a stab and say she came a solid second behind the 15:30 that Sinead ran.
Yep. So 3:07 through the K.
So Thackeray, Pompiani, Wilson, Maney, Fife, Klein and Smee are your top 7 in that train that's gone around the Box Hill Athletics track for this women's A 3,000 metres.
It would be nice if we did a camera shot of the sky at the moment. It is absolutely
it's pretty
perfect sunset here and not a breath of wind.
Just illustrates the conditions perfectly, I think.
It is just gorgeous, and conditions, as we're saying, absolutely perfect. So I'm expecting to see some big runs here. We might see through this midfield as well some big times. Looking at Lesberg there coming through, Murray on the back of her.
And still
Annika Sarpis in there. She's well into her 40s now, Anna, and gee, she's dishing it up to the younger crowd at the moment.
That is great to see.
Yeah.
And still on that 9:20 pace as well, 75-second laps. Callie is doing a great job out the front of this field, just setting that pace.
Yep, you can see what we're seeing here. In fact, the colour's a little bit richer and deeper than that, but it's a beautiful night.
Put a filter on it, please, to do justice to what we're seeing ahead of our eyes.
Right. And my intel is telling me it was a 16-14 to Callie Thackeray at the Collingwood race. So thank you, Campbell Maffett, for that little bit of info.
In second position, though. I'm sure I got that part right.
You got the second right. All right, so we're seeing Fife just drop off a little bit, and that's probably indicative when we look at the 5K times. You know, we've seen Klein going through in 16:20 here at Box Hill.
And Thackeray and Pompiani just bridging a bit of a gap.
They are. And Maney's thinking about going past Wilson, and she's going to do it. Smee sitting in a good position there. It's amazing the reach we have on live stream, because I've also had Lockie McCarthy coming in with full results from the Collingwood Classic, so we're not relying on your memory anymore.
I mean, it's not a podcast, but we'll we're going.
Yeah, so she finished, a fair bit ahead of.
Well, besides Sinead, who was outstanding, she was the best of the race, essentially. She was a solid result going in the low 16s, and it would lend itself to around a 9:23k. So the pace that they've set early on isn't unrealistic to hold in these last few laps. And Pompiani, a bit of a strength runner as well, as she passes Thackeray on the shoulder in that back straight with 3 laps to go. Or
so Pompiani looking strong, isn't she, Michael? This is a girl who's done some really good stuff over the years, and as I said, wouldn't have come down from the ACT if she didn't mean business. And Leanne Pompiani just looking very strong there.
And extending that lead before our eyes as well. Yep. Thackeray absolutely has the opportunity to hold on to the form that she's set early on in this race. So and we've still 2 laps to go as well. Smee, we mentioned early on.
Clearly in third, yep. So the Tasmanian looking quite strong. So ACT, UK, Tasmania, we're being shown up a little bit here.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about Box Hill athletes winning on Box Hill track. We don't even have any Victorians.
So 2 to go for Pompiani. She's now broken out to about 8 to 10 metres. Smee's still looking quite solid. Then we've got the Victorians, Klein, Wilson, Maney, bunched together. McBurney's having a good run here. Just gone ahead of Fife. Looking down the track. And it looks like it's Waters about to be challenged by Murray. So Murray comes in with a 10:10 PB and desperate to get that sub 10.
So a 7:30 would be a nice little split coming here with 600 metres to go if Leanne Pompiani wants to head for a 9:20, and she's well and truly under that.
Yeah.
As are Thackeray and Smee in second and third positions. They're still heading for under 9:20. Pompiani's just extended that lead and picked up the pace.
So Pompiani, we're now seeing Smee going past Thackeray. So Coming through, less than 500 to go now and approaching that bell. And Leanne Pompiani will have the win here. I can't see Smee bridging that gap over the last 400. This is Pompiani just kicks a little bit as she hears that bell. Good response. Smee will be next through. The Victorians starting to sort themselves out as we see Klein just getting a little bit of an edge over Wilson and Maney dropping back. McBurney in next position.
Strong run from McBurney coming through the field, Tim.
Yeah, McBurney's done a good job there. Staged or sat back early.
Been patient.
Yep, was very patient as we're seeing. And Pompiani looking very strong. So the Waters will be the next through. Gee, this is going to be a good bunch finish here. We're seeing Decker's going to the outside. Kasapis is sitting on the rail just behind Murray. So Murray just surged there. Like she needs an 80-second last lap to get that sub 10 minutes. Maladay in next position, then Tabbitt, and also Thomas and Rhodes. But do you want to call it in, Michael?
Absolutely. At the head of the field, Pompiani, she's heading for a time of, she'll go well under 9:20, the mark that she has come into this race seated at. Very, very strong run from Ruby Smee as she enters the front straight. She's closing strongly as well, but Pompiani, too strong, sat in early, charges home in the last kilometre, and she takes the win in 9:12. Smee second in a time of 9:16, quicker than that 9:20 that they set themselves up for early. Thackeray holding on for third position, followed by Sarah Klein.
So Wilson will be in next spot. McBurney, as we said, well raced, well paced. She's just come over the top of Maney in that last lap. Fife will be next to finish. Big battle now for the best of the rest. It's like the midfield in the Formula One, isn't it?
As we said, there was a race in three almost as they formed after a couple of laps.
Shania Murray, I've got my money on her to, let's see if she can get, Waters is going to hold on strong. It looks like they'll get the sub 10 though.
Always good to get one of those milestones, sub 9, sub 10, sub 10 and a half, sub 12.
And Tabbitt, Thomas, Maladay, and Rhodes will be next, and I think Tully Rowe will bring in the field here. So exciting race, but Leanne Pompiani.
Yeah, it was very, very strong. So it was sitting in that second position for much of the early stages, letting Thackeray lead and set that metronomic pace in the early stages. Very smart running.